daily basis. And the other person receives love through gifts, and they're not much into physical touch. They'd rather receive gifts from you, but have their freedom and space. They love you just as much as you love them, but they receive love on a different frequency, if you want to see it that way. We're all little radio stations, and if you want to connect with someone deeply, then you have to listen to that person and tune into that frequency. And the art is without losing yourself at the same time. I will go deeper into that at later stages. Of course, you want to be seen as who you are, and you don't want to totally give yourself up, right? You want the other person to see you as who you are and be treated, but you might miss out on very magical insights if you just make it about you and how you think that other person receives love. Then, when it comes to being a good friend and good person out there in society, are you conscious of what energy you bring into your relationships? So there's people who, for instance, stay on the news 24/7, updated, and soak everything in, are very active on social media, soak all the news in, and whenever you meet that person, they unload everything on you, be it good or bad. You totally receive all that energy that they soaked up for so long, and maybe that's not what you want to receive in that moment. So maybe you can be conscious of the next couple of times you meet up or talk to a friend or a relative or an acquaintance, and see what kind of energy are you bringing to the table. Are you complaining? Are you sad about something that happened in the world that you can't change any way? Are you upset? Are you powerless? And just notice how the other person is receiving that energy. And then make changes in the future. So if you notice now, oh shit, I've been complaining about my relationship for the last 3 months, and I can really see and read now in my friend's body language that she's overwhelmed in listening to all of that, and she even gave up giving me advice because she doesn't know how to help me. Or do you keep sharing stuff that they're not really interested anymore or have never been? So it is just about noticing what do you put out there and how do people react to that. It's really interesting to see. And then at the same time, do you overshare, or are you a very secretive person? Do you make other people talk, and are you more of a introvert when it comes to information to you? And that's also a very hard thing, because how can people learn and trust you if you don't open up about vulnerable stuff, if you don't share with them what scares you and what excites you, if you're only there for the other person to soak up their energy, but you don't really share yours? Do you have strong opinions that turn people off? I feel during COVID now, and even previously, there were a lot of people out there on Facebook expressing their opinions, and I think it's good. I think it's a beautiful thing to finally hear people talk, but it shouldn't be to a point where it is all or nothing, black or white, and that we don't try and understand the other person anymore. That's when we turn people like really off and don't want to listen to them anymore, when we feel they're just monologuing away and don't even care about our stance on that. So you might be intimidating your people or unconsciously push them away, and you don't even see it because you feel you're just expressing yourself, but at the same time you make that other person feel really shitty and not heard and seen at all. And then a very important thing too is, how do you set boundaries and how do you respect boundaries from others? Time is a very important or interesting thing when you look at people who meet up with friends and can spend 5 hours with them, and the other person has friends where they just meet for half an hour coffees and then they vanish off into their life again, and you don't really know what they're doing. So if you have a friend whose attention span is very short, then you can communicate to them, and they might tell you, well, yeah, I get overwhelmed. I need more time with myself than with other people, and I have to recharge my batteries. They feel depleted right now. How do you react when a person sets a boundary and really does it in a loving, warm way? Does it trigger you? Does it make you feel scared? And then what about you? How do you set boundaries? Do you have boundaries at all? Are you running around serving other people and totally neglecting yourself? Do you have boundaries with yourself where you know, now I have to stop giving and have to start putting energy into myself? So boundaries and how we communicate needs are going to be very big topics I want to talk about, because I feel the really juicy, good relationships are based on respect and genuine curiosity, and boundaries and expressing needs falls under respect. And how much do we respect the others? How much do we feel respected? Wonderful. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm very excited to be out there tomorrow again. I might be posting a meditation later on. Thank you for being here, spending time with me. Bis bald, Aurora.